Hey everyone, my name is Kris Barocsi and welcome to Gear Corner. Today we're checking out a brand new pedal straight out of Bella Italia. This is the Cornerstone Imperium version 2. It has some nice new tweaks. This side, the antique side, is voiced differently. It's a fresh circuit compared to the original Imperium, and you can tell there are ins and outs per channel now. This new Imperium is the updated version, the version 2 of Cornerstone's two most beloved pedals or drive circuits, the Antique and the Gladio SC. Alright, so what changed on the pedal? What's different compared to Imperium version 1? On the Gladio side, not much. This is maybe a tiny bit more refreshed, maybe a little fuller sounding, but it might be just placebo. I love the original, I love this one. This sounds a tiny bit bigger. If that's due to actual changes or just tolerances in components, I don't know, I don't care, both are amazing. What's different though is that, as mentioned, you have two jacks, so you have an input and output jack per side, which means that you can connect the Gladio side of the pedal separately to a switcher. For example, if you put this side of the pedal into a loop and use it, program it separately from the other side. And now let's talk about the other side, the Antique, which changed for sure. This is the new version, I think it's called the V3 already. That is the current Antique. Wait a second, let me show it. Here it is. This is the Antique V3. This is the current version, and I use it all the time. I love this pedal. It's like a really cool modern take on like a screamer kind of sound. And this one has that voicing now. There's no mids mini toggle switch anymore. They settled for the amount of mids that just makes most sense and most people use anyways. What I do love is that you have the compression here for both sides. Actually, that's not new. This is something that we've seen on the original Imperium as well. Compression for the Gladio side and compression for the antique side of the pedal. That is amazing, because if you have it in the up position, you have much less compression, like a very open, very headroom heavy, beautiful, less overdriven sound. Amazing, really open, very percussive, and just a very enjoyable low to mid gain kind of setting. And if you want to crank the gain, then I highly recommend going in the down position of decompression on both, actually. And with that, you just have a much more squishy, mid-humpy, mid-focused, less brittly and less sort of low-end heavy sound, which just works so much better as soon as you have more gain. It sounds more natural and feels much more tight. So that is just an amazing option to have on both sides. Let's compare the original Imperium with the version 2, just to see what changed, if you hear any differences at all. And then we'll talk about the stacked sounds, because that is, again, an amazing thing you can do. Stack the antique side into the Gladio or the other way around. Alright, my thoughts on the Imperium V2. I really like that they didn't change everything just for the sake of changing stuff. If you have something to change, you know, like a pedal or like a circuit, for example, the antique is something where Emilio felt like, I kind of want it to sound a little more, whatever that was. You know, to me, it's a little more modern and friendly, a little more wide and just sweet, a little less mid-humpy, which is something that a lot of people really enjoy. And that change in the antique side of the pedal influences the way they stack. Whichever side of the pedal comes first and goes into the other one, more rock, blues rock focused, more amp-like, which is something that I very much enjoy. Wherever you play, you will want to have like a big rock sound. I'm not talking about like the heaviest, you know, metal sound, but like a big, nice rock, blues rock chord, right? Lots of frequencies. And this one does that more than the version 1. So already for that reason, I think this is a really much appreciated and most welcome release. And also, I mean, look at it. This is, I don't know who's doing these designs now at Cornerstone, if it's Emilio or he has someone who is like a designer, but all of these new pedals, the Fuzz, the Nero, or the new Antique, or this one, oh my gosh, beautiful. This is pedal art. All right, let me know in the comments below what you think about the Imperium version 2 and the sounds you've heard. If you have any questions about this one, just hit me up and I'll come back to you. And see you in another video very soon. Bye bye.